Roger from Roger's Hot Rod Garage, and another fun day. I think it's Saturday, about the 24th of March. But look, before we get to the 57 bug, this is a project I've wanted to knock out for a long time. So anytime I do a project like this, it takes away from this, takes away from that, takes away from that. But actually, I'm kind of like a woodworker guy by hobby. But look, I got my wraparound shelving right here. Put this together. No, this is not IKEA. This is just going to the local Bauhaus, which is Home Depot for you guys in the States. But you've seen this before. Nuts and bolts, kind of organized right now. All that crap that used to hang out in the back, you can actually access it kind of easy here. If you come down here, nothing but Chevrolet gaskets, Chevy small block Chevys, parts and parts and parts. There's all my air conditioning stuff. But look, there we go. Hey, check this out. The day is going to be about doing brakes on the 57. Got all my wheel cylinders ordered. They arrived probably like about 2 weeks ago, but again, I'm just getting to this thing. Look, got the drum off with no problem at all. The only reason this is wet right up in here is because I sprayed what the Germans call Caramba. And that's like a, I don't know, penetrating oil. And then I got my big giant impact wrench here with it looks like a 36 millimeter to break this thing loose right here. This is your big giant castle nut. And I'll probably put a new one of these safety pins up in here, cotter pins, and go from there. But look, this actually looks pretty decent up in here. Good lining on here, but look, the stuff is probably 35, 40 years old, so I'm not gonna dick around with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace everything. Wheel cylinder on the bottom, I'm not gonna play around with either. So look, I got a brand new one here. And if you notice here, see that number 17 on there? 17 means that's the smaller one. 17s go on the back, 19s go on the front. I'm just gonna work my way around clockwise, counterclockwise, I really don't know. And then while I'm back here, see all these brake lines? The brake lines are actually in decent shape. But again, I don't know how long these flex lines have been back here. Let me see, you can see those lines back there. I'm gonna go ahead and replace everything. I'm doing a complete brake job from A to Z, or from master cylinder or Hauptbremszylinder all the way to the back right here. And then I'll go be making this stuff pretty. So I'll be painting the backing plates right here from the inside. I don't worry about this side right here, but I like when the inspection man sees everything is nice and new and shiny. So anyway, that's the goal today. Should be about an hour and a half, maybe a 2-hour project if I take my time and don't drink too much beer. And that's about it. Sunshiny weather, but it's been hailing all day long, and then the sun comes out. But anyway, long story short, hope you enjoy the video. This should be no longer than about 10-15 minutes. So from Roger's Hot Rod Garage, enjoy the video. Brakes, 1957 bug. Look, with the advent of these things called cell phones with cameras on them, what I always do, take a picture, a couple of different angles, and before I disassemble this thing, now I know I've got exactly the same thing on the other side, but look, this right here is perfect. You know, if you got a squirrel brain like I do and you can't remember where that spring went right there or that spring went right there, that's where you go ahead and actually just take a picture of it. That way you can reference it in 2 seconds. Just a tip. You don't have to take it. Bye-bye. Get this bottom piece out right here. There you go. That's it. Now if you look on the back right here, I don't know if you can see that or not, you just got to disconnect this little lever right down here, then you're good to go. Man, that sucker's tight. Still no go. I won. So check this out. Now, what's strange about these things, your air bleeder should always be on top, but there's no way to have the air bleeder on top because it has to mount this way. So maybe that thing has got a little channel up in there that runs around there. But anyway, I'm gonna put it back in there. Obviously, this is gonna go, yeah, it's the bleeder's actually on the bottom. Hold on, let you see this right here. See, the bleeder's on the bottom. Bleeder's on the bottom. So usually the air bubbles rise to the top. So I don't know, I'm sure Ferdinand Porsche figured that one out, or one of his engineers. But there's the old one. Gonna take it out, gonna throw it away and go from there. All right, now, I just hit the back of this thing with a wire brush, and then I've got myself a smaller one in here just to get up in here. Again, this is just to get the goober crap out of here. You saw me pressure wash it the last time. I'm gonna hit some of this with that high heat, you know, engine paint that I get from the Post Exchange over here in Germany, just to clean it up, make it a little bit prettier. And then I mount the wheel cylinder back of this thing. And again, I'm just cleaning this up. I'll do the same thing with wherever I've got. There it is, right there's the hub. Because I'll make this one flat black. And of course, inspect the inside of this thing. It's looking in pretty decent condition too. And these things are actually some pretty heavy duty crap, like these things right here. They're in good shape, there's nothing wrong with them. So again, I'm just gonna purdy them up a little bit, paint them, and then I've got to hit to the local Home Depot, pick up some car parts, or a Bauhaus over here. So get back with you in a minute. Little brake cleaner here. Set it out of the can. I buy the stuff in the 5-liter bottles or 1-gallon bottles, and then just clean this crap out of here through this blind on the back side. Again, I'm not that worried about it. I'm just looking to get most of the gunk and shit off of here. All right, I consider that pretty good right now. I've got most of the crap off of here. A little bit of this brake cleaner right here. And now let me go see, get some paint in here. It's in here someplace. That's not the right stuff. That's that 2000. There you go, right here. Engine enamel 500 Fahrenheit, which is going to be more than enough just to make this thing look a little bit prettier on the backside right here. So and again, I'm not looking to put a whole bunch of paint on here, just a little bit. Stop that brown stuff from happening up in here. Stay away from those rollers or those adjusters right there. I don't want to clog those up. Again, that's all I'm doing right here, just a little bit. Now the back side I'll be a little bit prettier on, because you'll see that from the inside or from the bottom of the car. Not that I lay on the bottom of the car all the time, but look, just a little bit of paint up in here. Call that a day. All right, same thing, pull this out the way here a little bit. And again, this is just to make it nice and shiny back here. Man, this stuff looks pretty. This is that flat black, the ceramic coating 2000 that Rust-Oleum came out with. So that's what I'm going to use actually for the drums themselves. Light coat first, then once that stuff sets up, do the second coat. Let's go to town. Girl. All right, let's try this again. Well, I'm gonna try the kick trick now. That's the way you break shit. Exactly. Broke the breaker bar, so guess I'm gonna stop for the night. thing's gonna snap any minute now. Okay, that one's off. Looking pretty good. Didn't damage anything up in here. But again, probably the right way to do this is if you know you're taking these things off and these things have been on there for 20, 30, 40 years, like this one was, go ahead and do the breaker bar with the tire on the ground so you can use that as the friction point. But look, there's what it looks like. That one's just as dirty as the other side, but I'm gonna call it quits tonight. All right, hey, Sunday morning here. The saga continues, and why I don't like doing brake jobs. I mean, I gotta get this little bitty pin out of here. A little bit of heat. Heat does the trick on everything. And it's not necessarily the heat, it's the expansion of the metal and the heat. That little pin, this is for your emergency or handbrake right here. And gotta hit a little bit of, oh yeah, that's gonna come out of there. And the pin is blocked off on this other side right here. You can see that right there. And then this little retainer clip was a booger to get out too. Again, it's just old crap. I hate doing crap like this right here. It's dirty. But anyway, I'll get this out of here. This is kind of loose right now, but I just got to get this knocked down through here so I can basically mirror what I had over here, of course, with new springs. So that one's out of there now, and that pin. All right, the main thing you got to worry about here is that this thing right here doesn't bind, because if the bind pressure is greater than the spring pressure to return it, your emergency brake, even if you let it loose, will be sitting there dragging the whole time. So look, I got all my little springs here. This is a little kit. This is like $6. It's worth getting the actual kit so you're not dealing with, you know, old crap like that. Although sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. I went ahead and ordered the new kit. So look at me. Let me show you how to do this. This is just a retainer pin, goes in the back. Let me see if I can show you where that hole is back here. Someplace I'm blind here. Wait a minute, where is it at? Right there. Push it in here. And when you push it through here, it comes out right there in the brake shoe. Now what I'm doing is I'm gonna lay my camera right down here. And I take these little cup retainers right here. Kind of like, sounds like a bra. And here's what I do. I take these vice grips, just enough to put some grip on them. About right there. Now you take your handy dandy little spring, you push it on here. I don't know if you can see that or not, and then push this up in here. Align the hole, either or, push and turn. Shazam! Bob's your uncle again. So it's in there. Just make sure it's seated, which that one is seated right now. Fly off and hit you in the eye, but that holds that thing up in there. And now I'll take the springs. I think they go from here to here, but that's why I took a picture earlier. All right, that sucker's been in there, do the math on there, 60 years. Yes, sir. Whole bunch of wins today. Right now, I've moved to the front right here. And just in case you don't know this, this is righty, lefty, lefty, loosey, except here, it's lefty, righty, or you turn clockwise and it actually loosens up. So these are actually ass backwards. The ones on the back don't make a difference, but these ones right here do. And you've got a counter nut on here. So this is, I believe, 27 millimeters on the front. At least that's the one that fit. Damn, I keep turning this the wrong way, but check this out. So this one comes out. There is literally your speedometer cable. Runs out the back right here. There's your speedometer cable. So let me lay all this greasy crap over here. Now hopefully when I pull this thing out of here, there's not 1,000 little ball bearings that come out. Hopefully if you've got those little race tracks at the end, those retainers, I'll let you know in a second. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. Check out these big old giant ball bearings up in here. Now, I've got a little water in here when I was pressure washing the other day. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get the seals. Why not? It's a good idea. I'll go ahead and clean these up and actually put these together, because if water got in there, that means this rear seal is probably not too good. So this is good. I'll go ahead and replace that rear seal. This is kind of like GM brakes in the front, like from the 50s, so pretty familiar with that. But anyway, I go ahead and close it up, clean this up, get all that goop out of there, and just go ahead and take this one apart and clean the back of it and paint it just like I did the rear, okay? Man, I like it when stuff like that just comes apart nice and easy. So that's the backing. This is a wheel cylinder for the front. And that one's coming out with no problem at all either. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that hose right here. Before I cut that hose though, I'm going to go look to see if I have the exact same hose that's laying on the bench over there. So that's it right there. All right, 20 minutes later, this thing is pretty well cleaned up right now with the wire brush. And the only thing I do right now is I burn the grease and crap off it before I put the brake cleaner on. Of course, when it's not hot, I cool it down with compressed air. Here we go. This just basically gets all the crap off of it, the burn stuff, on the front and the back. Look at that. And I think I got this pretty much clean already. So you're not going to see a whole lot of crap come down in here into my little catch can down here, but that's the point of it. And I'll do the back side too. So check this out. I actually see that little wet spot on there. I just placed that water out of the metal, moisture, I don't know whatever you want to call this process, but it gets the metal absolutely dry. It's nice and warm in here, so it's not like condensation. But check this out. Just chasing that stuff away, all the way down in here, and down the dudes. I'm just going to lay it right over there. Right there where I painted the other ones right there. They turned out pretty good. Why the hell I wrote rear on here, I don't know, because it's kind of obvious that this is for the front because it's got the bearings in it, and this one's got the splines in it. Go figure that one out. Anyway, this is the last one right here. Throw some paint on it, then clean all this crap up. You know how I like to have it nice and clean in Roger's Hot Rod Garage, and then basically start on another project, which I'll show you in a couple of seconds. Hint, hint, it's right over here, and I got to put those headers on here. But that's the plan for the rest of the day. Hey everyone, so check this out. I've got this one painted, and check out these marks here. I have no idea where they're coming from. I don't know if the camera's picking those up or not, but they're little dings. But history behind this old bug over here. But look, this side over here is done right here. I showed you that probably about 5 or 6 minutes ago. This one's done. This one over here is ready. I'm going ahead and close this video out, so I went ahead and put this one in, and then the rest of the stuff is easy peasy, especially since everything's nice, clean, and painted. So check this out. Love it when stuff looks like that right there, nice and neat, gloss black, and nice shiny objects on the back. This one over here, painted this one about an hour ago, so I'm not going to mess with that one tonight. I'll get some paint thinner and clean this race up right here, get that stuff off of here, and repack the bearings. What I do is I put everything in order that I took it off, although that should be pretty simple. And then there's the stack for the other side. And then this one here, obviously painted as well, ready to go. Again, I'll clean some paint there, I'll get that crap off of there. If you look up in here, it's nice and clean, nice and easy to work with right now. I got new hoses. Obviously that one I twisted off when I was pulling it off of here. But that's basically it in a nutshell. I got a couple other projects. Again, attention deficit disorder and the high definition version of that. I'm gonna maybe get this video closed out also this evening. Those are my V12 leg headers from the BMW V12. Buddy of mine last night said he had a couple of these in his garage, so I went by it. I only needed one because I was missing one off my plastic bag stuff. So I've got actually 5 or 6 new ones. So if I get time, I can't promise that, but I'm gonna put those back onto the V12 and get that video closed out. And then come over here and just clean up my garage a little bit. Although it's fairly clean right now. I just don't like, you know, greasy mess. Although I'm kind of like a shade tree mechanic, so what am I talking about? Hands being dirty, they're supposed to be dirty, but I'll take a couple of these springs right here, clean them up, and then put them over here in my newfound corner with, you know, springs and parts. I got brake parts all in those drawers down there. And then come back over here and play for the rest of the day. The weather turned nice, man. We had some stormy, blustery weather earlier, thunderstorms. The power popped a couple of times over here. But main thing now, get this crap thrown away into the old metal recycling bin. These are the two 19s. Obviously those go to the front, 19 and 19. That means I've got the 17s on the back where they should be, and just a couple of shoes, new brake lines, and I'll close all that up. So look, this is Roger from Roger's Hot Rod Garage. Thanks for watching again. I'm very, very close to 4,000 watched hours right now. So like, subscribe, and share. Grow my channel, although I'm not about that. It would be kind of cool to actually break that 4,000 watch hours algorithm, or however they do the calculations on YouTube. But you guys have been great. Thanks for all the likes and the comments. So this one right here, the goal here is to close this project out, not completely finish it, but at least to get the brakes on it, get a little bit of the welding done on it, put the rocker panels back on, and then drive it up to the other place I store one of my vehicles at. I want to get back to this, and then the Nomad, and a couple of other projects like the 914 LS3 projects. People have been asking me about that, but that Volkswagen cost this Volkswagen to take a back seat for about 30 days right now. And then plus, as you can see outside, the season here in Europe is starting. We got Hangar Rocking in Switzerland. We want to do that event again. Then we've got in September the beach races in Colle, Italy. We're going to do the whole race through the mountains again and do all the passes. And then we've got Top Fuel drag racing, and then there's 1,000 little smaller local shows around here. But I actually like those road trip ones. Anyway, I'll stop talking right now because people don't want to hear that. So thanks a lot. This is Roger from Roger's Hot Rod Garage. Enjoy.